OK, let's bring you more on the news that Burnley have requested tomorrow's Premier League game at home against Watford to be postponed because of a high number of injuries and COVID-19 cases in the squad. The Premier League board will make their decision later on today. How bad is the situation at Burnley? Well, Sean Dyche has been holding his news conference ahead of that match, and we can hear from him now.
After COVID, how are you feeling?
Yeah, good. Mine was just extended because I couldn't test clear. I had a couple of days of sort of flu feeling, and that was it. So the rest of it's just been isolating, and waiting for the chance for your body to clear the sort of contagious side of it.
And how has it affected, or how has your absence affected preparations for this match? That as it stands, it's set to go ahead.
Yeah, I mean it's been tough, working with the staff from a distance, calling into meetings and the like, but not getting to see the players and work with them on, close and personal has been different. It's one of the challenges of it. I think we're all going through it in varying walks of life, particularly in football, and just trying to work around it the best we can, prep the best we can. As you know, application's gone in. We're actually slightly worse off than we were against, or the possible game that's just been called off because Charlie Taylor's took a knock, so he's getting that scan today. So, we're at such a stretched moment in time that it's very difficult all round.
Are you able, Sean, to give us an idea of what you've actually got at your disposal for this game?
Well, so far to training today, there was 10 recognised first-team players, so that's where we're at today.
And if you are sort of forced to play the match, how difficult is that going to be to deal with?
Yeah, I mean, look, we know, we now know over the last few weeks how clear the Premier League have been with us about the whys and wherefores and the level that it needs to get to. So we put the application in good faith from the situation as it is. It's only 3 days on, of course, from a game that's just been called off. We'll see what comes of that, but we've worked really hard to get games on when we've been at stretch, and we've just gone too far below the threshold, and now it's just an improbable sort of situation. If there was a reason why they said that we'd have to carry on with this game, then we'd prepare properly and we'd take on the challenge as we always do.
I suppose though, Sean, on the flip side of things, if the match is postponed, in terms of what you've played, you're going to be 4 less than your direct rivals in Norwich and Newcastle, and that'll bring about its own problem. Yeah,
it can't be helped. I mean, look, the situation is to bring true competitive element to a league. That's why the rules are there. You need to put out a team that they feel can be a competitive team. And when you get to a point that you don't feel you can, and the league see that you can't, then that has to be looked at. And the health and welfare, which everyone talks about. I mean, the hardest thing of all, don't forget, and to give you a view of the COVID situation is, because everyone has to isolate, they can't train, and therefore when they come back in, you've got 2 days to get them ready, and then they've got to play. And that's very difficult, and I know the Premier League are looking at ideas on if they're well, they can come in and train in a pod or on their own to try and keep some kind of fitness level. Very difficult for these players, even after that spell of coming out with a COVID situation. So, we've got a mixture of situations and circumstances that's led to games being off. Obviously, we had the snow game as well, which was no one's fault. And then all of a sudden, you've got these games to play, but that's the reality. We haven't got the players to fulfil the task. So therefore, at least when then games are put back in, hopefully, if all goes well and the wellness of the country, not just football, improves, then hopefully we can get them games played and we'll be in a better, stronger situation to be competitive, as I spoke about.
There we go, Sean Dyche speaking to Keith Downey. Just 10 first-team players in training today. We'll see how the Premier League board have to say about whether the game is played with Watford tomorrow or not.